And a warm welcome. Our venue for this game is the Emirates Stadium in North London. I'm Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me, ready to provide you with all the tactical talk, is Sue Smith. And it's all about action from the Premier League in this case. It's Arsenal and they
Oh,
face
hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and this is a big one. Big game 2 of 2 in the last week after the Southampton and City results. Southampton in the FA Cup, City in the Carabao Cup. We now, after what feels like an age, head back to the Premier League, and our first meeting is Bournemouth at the Emirates in the 12:30 kickoff. Yeah, I'm bloody nervous about this, man. Like, this is probably the biggest game of our season so far. I think the Sporting game was big just for the fact that, like, after the week we'd had losing to Southampton and City, we needed to sort of like bounce back to, or not bounce back. I don't want to say, but I bounced back. I'm not doing Alan Partridge. I think we needed a result like that to gain a little bit of momentum. It wouldn't have been the end of the world if we'd drawn that game against Sporting, if it finished 0-0 and we took it back to the Emirates the following Wednesday. But I think the fact that we won the game really helped in terms, or really could potentially help in terms of the momentum for this game coming up. It's always a weird one though. After a European away day, 12:30 kickoff, Bournemouth have had, I mean, we beat them at the Vitality this season, but last season they beat us twice. And they've got quite a good record against us at the Emirates. So, yeah, like it's, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I think they always seem to give us a game at the Emirates. From what I remember rightly, I think they do seem to always give us a game. So the last 5 times we played them at home, we've won 1 and lost 1. So we won 3-0 in 2024, and we lost in May last year. So that was not too far towards the end of the season, but I think the league had gone by that point. Yeah, and you can even see like we just about beat them. I'm not sharing my screen, but I'm looking now, and yeah, I think we just about beat them. I mean, from what I remember, now looking at it, it was 3-2 at the Vitality Stadium. And I remember, like, we were mostly comfortable, I think. I think we were 3-1 up at one point. And they got a goal 5 or 6 minutes after Declan Rice got his second, which sort of came out of nowhere, and it made the last sort of 20 minutes more stressful than it needed to be. But yeah, they're a team that always seem to give us a game. Put it that way.
space and time for Arsenal.
It's an interesting one. It's going to be interesting. It's not. There's a lot of Arsenal fans at the moment that seem to think that this is like the perfect game to come back to, but I don't actually think it is. I don't think it's like as perfect as people think it is. I don't think it's like, oh yeah, this is the perfect home game to come back to, because remember, they haven't played for about 10 days. Apart from the players that have potentially gone on international duty for them, they haven't played for God knows how long. So they've had time to recuperate. I don't know how much training they would have had before this game, but they probably would have had more than Arsenal, put it that way. So I don't think it's going to be easy. However, if we do win this game, it's massive. We go 12 points clear before City play Chelsea on Sunday. And it's just a case of like getting our job done and seeing what they can do, seeing whether they can respond. And and in general, you know, like if we do drop points in this game, it's not necessarily, it's I was going to say it's not necessarily the end of the world, but it signals, the perception will be that, you know, the season's now unraveling, because if, let's say we draw and City go on and beat Chelsea, you know, they're then 6 points in front of us with a game in hand. So I think it's very, very imperative. It's kind of a must-win game at this point. So, yeah, like there isn't really much wriggle room. I know that we are allowed to have, from what I understand, we're allowed to have a few full starts on this run-in. I think we're allowed to at least drop points in 2 games if we still... but the difference is that we would have to beat City at the Etihad in order to maintain that theory. And I would rather that we don't have to do that. I'd rather get into a territory where we don't have to win at Man City. I'd rather be in a territory where a draw would do. And even if we lost, it wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world, you know. And if you put on top of that the fact that after Bournemouth and after Sporting at home, it is Man City. So again, the road's running out in terms of getting to that game. And I hate the fact that every single season, apart from maybe last season, we're always like looking at that game at the Etihad, or the game of us at them coming to us at the Emirates or something like that. I'm just getting sick and tired of it. I don't think we're going to beat them at the Etihad, because even though, yes, we've drawn there the past 2 times or 3 times, I just feel like they're on a different... I feel like they'll be on a different level. Not a different level, but they'll be on a mission on the 19th. And this is why this game is also massively important, to get over the line and get that result. And again, you know, Bournemouth are dangerous. They're a dangerous team. Although their form guide in the last... Where are they at the moment? They're currently in 13th. They've drawn their last 5, which is crazy. That's actually mad. I didn't realise that. I didn't realise they'd drawn their last 5. That's insane. Yeah, I noticed... funnily enough, I did notice they've been getting a lot of 0-0 draws lately. And yeah, so they haven't won. They haven't won in a game in 5, but they're also unbeaten in 5. Excuse me. So they know how to get a draw. And they probably will come trying to get a draw, to be honest. They don't really have much to play for at this point. They are level on points with Newcastle and a point behind Sunderland. I mean, there isn't that much difference between, you know... They're 4 points behind Everton in 8th. And Brentford, who are in the sort of Europa Conference League places. But I don't think they'll get there. At this point, I don't think they'll get there. Unless, you know, everyone else has a catastrophe, essentially. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, to be honest. How close all the teams between, like, 6th and 14th are. Or 6th and 13th, sorry. But yeah, on paper, again, we should win. But I said to somebody today at my day job, I was like, I'm not 100% convinced that we can get this over the line, just because of the fact that we always have like a Wolves performance or a City in the Carabao Cup or Southampton in the FA Cup performance in us. And when the pressure's on, not to quote Lee Judges from AFTV, but when it mattered, that's normally when we bugger it up, essentially. I think, however, on the positive, if we do win this game, I think, and Chelsea do something. If Chelsea beat City and we beat Bournemouth, I think the league's pretty much done. However, if we beat Bournemouth or draw with Bournemouth, and even if like there's a City draw, if both games are a draw, let's say, we're what, like 8 points clear at that point? Or yeah, I think it's 8 points clear. Or is it? Draw would take us 10 points. Yeah, but then we'd go back to 9, and it would be 8. I think it would be. Hang on, let me look instead of guessing. So if we drew, we'd go to 71, and they'd go to 62 if they drew. So I think that is 9. 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. So yeah, nothing would change basically if both teams drew. If we won, we'd go to 73, which obviously takes us 12 points clear. If they won, it would go back to 9. So really and truthfully, we want Chelsea to either draw or lose to them, and obviously we beat Bournemouth. But you never know. I mean, I'm always worried with these like 12:30 kickoffs directly after an international break, an FA Cup weekend. Normally it's an international break, but like an international break, an FA Cup weekend, and the Champions League midweek. I'm just a little bit worried that, you know, it might be another one of those days. I'm not 100% confident, put it that way. And then again, another positive is that Eberechi Eze is back in training again, so he might be available. Downside is Martin Ødegaard looks like he's out for this game, so it's another one. It feels like he's being rested for City. He may be rested for City next week, or maybe for the Sporting game at home. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm not confident just for the fact that, I don't know, when the pressure's on, we don't seem to. I mean, we've been, to be fair, we've been better at it this season, but still, there have been moments where the pressure's been on and we've let it get to us. Wolves is a perfect example. But on paper, being that we're at home and we've only, in most of our history against Bournemouth, we've beaten them at home. So, yeah, the onus looks good on paper, but whether we show up and show that is another story. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it there. I will be back again after the game on Saturday, hopefully jubilant that we've gone 12 points clear for at least an evening. So yeah, I will leave it there. I will see you again then. Take care and stay safe.
Remember to like and subscribe, and also follow Dan on social media. All the information is in the description below.
Well, the atmosphere in here, it's tense. The crowd can't believe that they didn't get a penalty there.
Piero Hincapié. And back to Raya. Trossard. Declan Rice. It's with Ødegaard. Rice with it. Well, decent effort, but not troubling the keeper too much.
This has been comfortable, hasn't it? That back line just don't seem to have an answer. There's a real quality when they go forward. The movement, the crisp passes. I wonder how many they'll get if they continue with this tempo.
William Saliba. And so 30 minutes left for play in this one. Well, unable to bend his run, offside. Here it is now, a substitution.
Substitution for Arsenal. Coming off the pitch, number 19, Leandro Trossard. To be replaced by number 11, Gabriel Martinelli.
Smith. Now with Hill. And Scott. And snuffed out the danger immediately. Tavernier. Here's Kluivert. Might lead to a chance. Now with Ryan Christie. Oh, the threat is there. What a commitment to defending. And that is offside. Well, they've been getting the substitute ready, and now they will make the personnel change. Martinelli. And a tidy challenge.
Can the owner of the red card registration BGO4...
He's on the run. And playing advantage. Too fair. Kluivert. Can they set up a chance? A fine block. Deflection, throw in here. chance for them to provide a test in the form of a corner. He's made a real difference, I must say, but the manager decides that this is the time to make a change. And he's fired over the corner. A goal here, giving his team precisely what they were looking for. Now he deserves to celebrate it. Minutes left for play. Gabriel. Now with Saka. Declan Rice. Arsenal pushing forward with options available, but nothing comes of it. Marcus Tavernier. Christie. Oh, useful ball. And flag raised, offside.
It's careless, this. He had other options. He should have held on to it a bit longer. Just give your teammate a bit more time.
Declan Rice. A real opening now. Well, I must say, that goes down as a very disappointing effort. Adrien Truffert. Tavernier. Adli. On to Hill. Well, there's no getting away from it. Arsenal are cruising, Sue.
Yeah, this would be an excellent win, and it would be thoroughly deserved. We've seen some really good individual performances, but it's how well they've worked as a team. You can see that they've got a real unity here, both defensively.
Oh, might be. And the keeper there to deal with it. On to Tavernier. And the referee has added on 2 minutes of stoppage time. Good use of advantage there. Oh, not a great challenge at all there. And reaches for the yellow card.
Yeah, it wasn't a good challenge, was it?
Well, straight into the meat of the penalty area. No-nonsense clearance. So there goes the final whistle. It ends in a victory for Arsenal. Maximum points for them. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, it was a good result and performance. I thought they always looked dangerous going forward. They kept the ball well in midfield, and I'm sure the manager will be happy.
Well, he kept asking questions. Martin Ødegaard. What did you make of what you saw from him?
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching staff will be happy with him, and his teammates got a positive result, and he certainly took his goal well.
Remember to like and subscribe, and also follow Dan on social media. All the information is in the description below.